Niners. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, J in the Bay. Well, faithful Niner Empire, it's game day. Y'all know what time it is. It all comes down to this. The 49ers last regular season game going up against the hated rival in the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. This has been a roller coaster season. Make no mistake about it. We've seen the ups, we've seen the downs. There's been losing streaks, there's been winning streaks. And it all comes down to this. The 49ers take care of their business, and we're in the playoffs. We beat the Rams. This will be the sixth consecutive time. If we do win today, which I think we will, this will be the sixth consecutive time that we beat the Rams, and it'll punch our ticket into the playoffs. Now, the Rams do have something to play for. I believe if they win and the Cardinals lose, they will win the NFC West division. So, that is an accomplishment as well. But how's everyone doing? How's everyone's weekend been going? I don't know about you guys, but I've been really excited for this game to kick off. It is kicking off at 1:25 Pacific Standard Time. I can't wait for the game. It's just going to be a very nerve-wracking game. We got to start off with who's active for the San Francisco 49ers. And Jimmy G. Jimmy G is active. He did practice with the team for consecutive days, and Shanahan made the call. Shanahan made the call for Jimmy G to start. This was part of me. It's not surprising. Of course, I would love to see Trey Lance out there, but Jimmy G. If you look at his statistically, he has been successful against the LA Rams. I don't think he's lost to them in 2 years. Hey, he plays well against the Rams. But let's be real, whether it's Trey or Jimmy, and I think Trey Lance will get into the game. I think he can produce in this game. I think there will be some advantages that the 49ers will have if Trey Lance is in the game. But hopefully we'll see Trey Lance in. And who knows, when Jimmy, obviously he's going to get that thumb shot up before the game. But we'll see, how does that finger react when it's aggravated? How does that thumb react when it gets hit? And we'll see how accurate Jimmy G is throwing the ball. But let's be real, faithful. The 49ers will win this game if we're able to run the ball. And that's something that the 49ers have done over the last 5 games against the Rams. We've been able to win the time of possession. We've been able to run the ball effectively. The Rams haven't really been able to slow down the running game. And that's going to be the difference in this game, whether or not the 49ers can run the ball. Shout out to everyone watching Jay in the Bay YouTube, Jay in the Bay Twitter, Jay in the Bay Facebook. If you are watching on Facebook, feel free to hop over onto YouTube, say what's up to me in the chats, and also feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Of course, this show is nothing without the fans, without the subscribers in the chat. That's going to be the slogan today. BLA. BLA. Y'all know what it is. Gotta say, what's good to Jesus. Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Jesus. Hopefully your Sunday is going well. Jesus says, saludos. Jimmy, probably the right choice. There's no doubt. There's no questioning. Jimmy G's got the experience. He's played this Ram team before. Jimmy was the quarterback when we beat the Rams 31-10 at Levi Stadium earlier on in the season. And, Jimmy knows how to play this team. We'll see if he plays the entire game. I would be surprised. But, I'll be rooting for whoever is in red and gold. Yes, I will be rooting for Jimmy G to play well in this game. Of course, like I'm sure all the faithful are. And, of course, I'm hoping for a victory today. But thanks for tuning in to the stream, Jesus. I'm doing well, SG Sports Talk channel. What's good? Hopefully all is well in your neck of the woods. I will be talking about who will be the 49ers X Factor later on in the show. But I appreciate all your comments, SG Sports Talk channel. We got David V in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. How's it going? He says, let's go 49ers. Absolutely. The 49ers have had some advantages over the LA Rams. And it doesn't it always seem Shanahan just knows how to play this Ram team. He knows how to attack the Rams' weaknesses. And the Rams know what's coming, but they still can't stop it. And I think clearly Shanahan has an advantage over McVay when it comes to, head coaching, I feel. At least head to head. When there's no question the last 5 games the 49ers have had advantages and the Rams just can't stop it. And the Rams have playmakers on both sides of the ball. We know they added a plethora of weapons through free agency and trade. Obviously, Von Miller, they got Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd on that defensive line. And that should be an interesting matchup going up against this offensive line. Speaking of the offensive line, I'm not sure if Trent Williams will be playing. I haven't heard that he won't. But let's be real. Trent Williams doesn't really need to practice. He's a vet. He's good to go. And hopefully he'll be out there today. But these are the current list of active players. And for Jimmy, just don't turn the ball over. Like, honestly, that's the big thing with me with Jimmy. We've seen our record when Jimmy has multiple turnovers. We just don't win games. Point blank. We just don't win games when we have multiple turnovers. When we take care of the football, we don't penalize ourselves. We win on third down. Usually, we'll win the game. And that's what I ask for Jimmy. Manage the game. That's what he normally always does. And just don't turn the ball over. Looks like we got a super chat. Appreciate the contribution to the stream this Sunday morning. Let's see. David V, what's good? appreciate the super chat, man. I appreciate you. Hopefully everything is going good in your neck of the woods, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Let's continue on with these comments. And I appreciate the kind words. SG Sports Talk channel says you are one of the greatest YouTubers out there and keep making great content. I appreciate that, SG Sports Talk, man. You are too kind, man. Let's see. Oh, let's say David says he's at the game waiting. All right, man. Hey, stay safe out there out in LA. Enjoy the game, man. And I will be having a post-game show at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, of course, on the intheBay YouTube channel. Come back, watch the stream. Let me know your experience at SoFi Stadium, man. I've never been to that stadium. And it is obviously one of the most expensive stadiums ever built. But let me know your experience, man. Come back tonight. Stay safe out there, man. And I know you'll root for the 49ers to the fullest, man. I'm taking Kittle, SG Sports Talk channel. I'm taking Kittle. Appreciate the kind words, man, SG. We got Lennon Wolf, the AZ Sports fan, in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Now, I have a feeling Lennon Wolf is going to be rooting for the 49ers today. Just a hunch. Lennon Wolf says, go Niners. I want you guys to win. I want to clinch a division for the Cardinals. You guys definitely need our help, and we definitely need to win this. Yeah. So if we beat the Rams and the Cardinals win, I think the Cardinals would win the division. So, hey, if that's what happens, that's what happens. But we definitely want to win, so that way we get we take care of our, we get into the playoffs off of our own wins. It's not because we're hoping that the Saints lose or whatever. We're trying to get in because we want to get into the playoffs, but also we want to get in on our own merit. We want to get in because we won, not like back into the playoffs. So we'll see, man. Absolutely, man. Yeah, if the Niners win, go to 10-7. We got Lido in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. Hopefully all is well for you on a Sunday. Kickoff is at 1:25. Looking forward to the game. But obviously at the beginning of the week, the 49ers had a lot of players on the COVID list, especially in the secondary. I think every cornerback we had was on COVID lists. except for Josh Norman. And as of today, I think the only player who's not available is Demo Lenore, I believe, unless something has changed in the last few minutes. I think every cornerback we have now is on the active list, including safety Jimmy Ward. And we know what Jimmy Ward can do against the LA Rams. You know, he plays pretty well against the LA Rams. And obviously, as you see, you know, Jimmy G will be active today. Cornerback Dante Johnson, Jimmy Ward, Kaywon Williams, Darquez Denard, and linebacker Mark Zachoa. They were recently signed to the practice squad, and they've been elevated to the active roster. And we're also getting back Emmanuel Mosley. Now, I wonder who's going to be lined up opposite of Emmanuel Mosley. Could it be Ambry Thomas? Could it be Dante Johnson? Could it be Josh Norman? I guess we'll see. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. I've been wrong when trying to predict who's going to start opposite of Emmanuel Mosley. Sometimes it's Josh Norman. Sometimes it's Ambry Thomas. Ambry Thomas, though, he's been playing pretty well the last few games. He's definitely coming on strong. We got APW Sports in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, huge game for y'all. I'm pulling for y'all today. Great work, Jay. Much love. Hey, man, I appreciate the kind words, man. Thanks for rooting for us today, man. And let's see, we got Dan Castillo in the house. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, let's get this W, fam. Absolutely, absolutely. And there's no doubt I was definitely concerned at the beginning of the week with all the the COVID players we had on the COVID list and injuries, but it seems like we have our full roster back. Maurice Hurst, he's basically been out for majority of the year due to that calf. Same with Dre Greenlaw, he's been out. Aziz, not expecting him to play today. He was expected to be out for the last two games, including this one. So hopefully we'll have him back for the playoffs. But I think this team is relatively healthy. We're as healthy as we're going to get at this point in the season. And I think we'll be ready to go against some good old LA Rams. Glad to hear you're doing well, SG Sports Talk. Let's see, SG Sports Talk with a great question. He says, why are they starting Jimmy G and why not Trey? I think because Shanahan trusts Jimmy G, and sometimes that is questionable at times during the year, right? His trust with Jimmy G. But I think he feels Jimmy G has more of a command of the offense. He's seen Jimmy G start in 49 games in his career with the 49ers. He's comfortable with Jimmy G. He knows Jimmy G's limitations. He knows what Jimmy can do on the field. He knows what play calls he can call for Jimmy. And Jimmy, let's be real, Jimmy has had kind of a roller coaster season. He's either really good or he's throwing interceptions, so hopefully we get the Jimmy G who is really good, manages the game, takes what the defense gives him, and doesn't try to do too much and doesn't turn the ball over, because I don't think we can afford to turn the ball over and still win this game against this high-powered LA Rams offense. I just don't see it. But I'm excited. I would have been excited to see Trey in there start, but I understand, this is a must-win game going up against the LA Rams, who have a pretty good defense. They got a plethora of stars, on both sides of the ball. And Jimmy is just a more experienced guy. I mean, point blank, he's just a more experienced guy. But I think Trey Lance will get in this game. I would not be surprised to see number 5 enter the game. I just don't know if Jimmy's thumb will hold up the entire game. We'll see what happens when he gets hit, when that thumb gets aggravated. If he can't grip the ball, if he can't throw it accurately, he shouldn't be in there. But clearly he's shown enough to Kyle Shanahan during practice that, he's ready to go. And some people, may not like Jimmy G, of course, but I got to admire and I got to respect Jimmy G's resilience. And, he's a tough guy. I'm never going to question a football player's toughness. And Jimmy is a tough guy. He's going to go out there. He's going to try, his hardest to be out there and, put his best foot forward and make plays for the team. So hopefully we get good Jimmy today. Hopefully we get the good Jimmy today. Dan Castillo says, glad we have Mosley back. I agree too, man. He had that sprained ankle which kept him out of the lineup the last few weeks. And we're definitely going to need him going up against, Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, OBJ. And speaking of those players, we have a few records that may be broken today at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but Cooper Kupp, he's having a excellent season. Cooper Kupp is balling out. Can't even lie about it. If we look at Cooper Kupp's stats, he clearly is the best receiver statistically in the NFL. And hey, Matt Stafford is as advertised, and I know Cooper Kupp is glad that Matt Stafford has been traded to the Rams in the offseason, man, because Cooper Kupp is definitely benefiting from it, that's for sure. But if we look at Cooper Kupp's stats, I'm just going to pull it up real quick. He's been having a hell of a year. He had a pretty good game against the Niners, but he wasn't a difference maker in that game. The Rams got down early in that game, and it seemed like it was more, stat padding to me. But Cooper Kupp, over this season, he's having an excellent game, he's had an excellent year. And for his regular season, he's got 138 catches, 1,829 yards, 15 touchdowns. I mean, that's an impeccable season. And we're going to have our hands full in trying to slow down Cooper Kupp. Looks like we got a hot diggity dog. Wow, $100 super chat. Appreciate you, Blue True. Wow. Blue True says, congrats on 500 videos at Jay and the Bay. Keep it going with your great Niner Empire content. Hope we win today. Wow. Appreciate the donation. You are way too kind, Blue True. I appreciate that. But yeah, I have uploaded 500 videos to the Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. Been an excellent journey. It's only the beginning, and I want to continue pushing out 49er content and talk about my love of the faithful, the Niner Empire. So I appreciate that, Blue True. Really do appreciate it. Let's see. But Cooper Kupp, he's having an excellent year, and he could be on the brink of breaking Calvin Johnson's record. So Cooper Kupp needs 136 yards receiving and 12 catches in today's game to break the season catching record and yards record. So Cooper Kupp, he could get that today. Honestly, I don't really care as long as the 49ers get a victory, because Cooper Kupp, he had decent stats in the last game, but he just wasn't really a difference maker in the game. And that's the thing about the Niners defense. Sometimes we're bend but not break defense. Like, we'll give up yards, but we don't give up a lot of points. And I think that's what will happen. Actually, honestly, though, I think today Stafford will have some opportunities. I think they will score, but at the end of the day, I think the 49ers will have the most points, and that's all that matters. So Cooper Kupp, we'll see. We could be watching history in today's game. Also, speaking of other history, George Kittle's been having a pretty good year. He's got 900 receiving yards on the season. All George Kittle needs is 100 more receiving yards, and he'll have 1,000 receiving yards for the year. And it's not a record or anything, but it's a benchmark. If a receiver has over 1,000 yards, that's considered a pretty good season. If a running back has over 1,000 yards, that's a pretty solid season. So that's something else to look out for in today's game. Also, running back Elijah Mitchell, he only needs 122 rushing yards to have 1,000 yards for the season. So that's a pretty big milestone for a rookie. And if Elijah Mitchell, if he didn't miss games due to injury, he could have had 1,400, 1,500 rushing yards this year if he would have been able to, stay healthy. But, this running back position, it's a grind. It's very tough. But hopefully Elijah Mitchell, all he needs is 122 rushing yards. I think he can get that against this Rams defense. Let's continue on with these comments. Let's see. Don't want to make sure I miss anyone. Okay, I think Dan said, glad we will have Mosley back. Same. I agree, man. Same. And David agrees with you. Lennon Wolf says, beat LA. Beat LA. We got David McNew in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, David. He says, what's good? We need this game. Getting Mosley and the rest of the DB game back for us is big. It's huge. The Rams have receivers. The Rams have a pretty good quarterback, a prolific thrower of the football, and Matt Stafford. Cooper Kupp is obviously on the brink of breaking records. They traded for OBJ. Van Jefferson is a pretty good deep threat receiver. So, yeah, we need – I mean, it's all hands on deck at this point. I'm not sure if Trent Williams will play. At least I should say I haven't heard that he's not playing. So I'm going to assume he will play. Unfortunately, Trent Williams did not practice all week due to the elbow injury. But I'm anticipating that he will play for the 49ers. I mean, Trent Williams doesn't really need to practice, but we'll see how that elbow, allows him to play in today's game. Let's see. Lido says, what's good? Who do you think will have the first catch? Hey, that's a great question. I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel. I think Deebo Samuel will have the first catch in today's game. And speaking of the offense, obviously the 49ers, hey, our mantra is run the ball, especially against this LA Rams team. When we run the ball effectively, we keep the Rams offense off the field. We're winning the time of possession, and it's just demoralizing to a defense to just run the ball on them, and they can't stop it. Elijah Mitchell, we know what Elijah Mitchell can do. This offense just it's on another level when Elijah Mitchell is on the field, especially with Deebo Samuel. We got Jeff Wilson Jr. So hopefully we can have between 32 to 40 carries in this game. If we do that, I think the 49ers will win. That means we're controlling the time of possession. That means we're executing on third downs. And most importantly, we're keeping the Rams defense or the Rams offense off the field, and the 49ers defense doesn't get tired down. And it's ineffective in the second half. That's what we've seen. At least that's what I've noticed. The 49ers defense plays pretty well, pretty good in the first half. I know we've had our struggles on the third down, and hopefully we'll do much better in this game. But usually the 49ers defense plays its best in the first half. And then in the second half, hey, they tire down. But we can kind of help alleviate that if the 49ers offense can win the time of possession. And that's something that we've done against the LA Rams the last 5 games, winning the time of possession and being able to run the ball effectively. I believe we've run the ball at least 110 rushing yards every game the last 5 games against the LA Rams. And I think we can do that again in today's game. Let's see. We got R Dominguez in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. I know you're rooting for the 49ers today, and I can't wait for kickoff. Kickoff is at 1:25. Looking forward to the game. SG Sports Talk channel gives us his prediction of the game. He says the 49ers will win this game 50-47, and that sounds like a shootout to me. And this game will come down to a game-winning field goal by Gould, and there will be pandemonium on the field. Wow, I appreciate your prediction, man. I'll take it, man, because that means the Niners win. And that's at the end of the day, that's all we're looking for. Let's see. We got Tommy Huxley in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Tommy. Tommy says Cards are going to curb stop them good old sea chickens. Most likely. I mean, the Seahawks, they don't really have much to play for right now. And the Cards, yeah, the Cards win and we win. I think the Cards win the division. So, yeah, the Cardinals have a lot to play for. R&R Dominguez says, I can believe Jimmy's playing. Or maybe you meant to say, I can't believe Jimmy's playing. I read he's not 100. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, no player right now at the end of the season is 100%. But, clearly Jimmy showed enough in practice to Kyle Shanahan. We know Kyle Shanahan is the major decision maker. He decides who's going to start at quarterback. And Jimmy showed him enough. Jimmy showed that he can grip the ball. Jimmy showed Shanahan that he could throw the ball. If he couldn't, I think Trey Lance will be starting. But even though Jimmy is starting, I still think we'll see Trey Lance. That's what I think. I still think we'll see Trey Lance in this game. West Coast Niners. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, let's go Niners. Bang, bang, Niner game. Absolutely. And if you guys are ready for some 49ers and Rams football, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to Jay and the Bay. I appreciate all the support. I am nervous as well, Tommy. I am nervous as well. Honestly, I'm not really nervous about the defense. I think if we get to Stafford, we make him feel uncomfortable. We get pressure on him. We force some turnovers. I can anticipate that happening. Not really worried about the running game. I think we will be able to run the ball. Honestly, most I'm worried about is number 10, the man under center, because I think he will kind of go. If Jimmy plays well, this team should win. But if Jimmy turns the ball over, we know what's going to happen. So just got to hope that we see a good Jimmy today and he makes good decisions. Tommy says the Rams fans want Jimmy to play. I think we should start Lance. Yeah, I mean, I've heard mixed opinions about that. Some Rams fans want Trey Lance to start because he's inexperienced. I mean, I guess that would be the main reason. He's inexperienced. He hasn't played the Rams before. He's only started 2 games. This is a must-win game. And they know what they're going to get from Jimmy. The Rams know what they're going to get from Jimmy Garoppolo. He's going to manage the game. He's not really going to throw deep. So I think that would be a reason why the Rams would want Jimmy to play and not Lance. But if I was a Rams fan, honestly, I would probably, I don't know, because Jimmy's played well against the Rams. He's played pretty well against the LA Rams. So it's difficult to say. But Jimmy's not 100%. So maybe you'd want Jimmy G to play because you don't know. We don't know if Jimmy has thrown in practice. We've seen some practice throws, but we'll see what happens when the games start. He actually gets hit, and we'll see what happens when that thumb gets aggravated. Let's see. APW Sports says doubling back between my Bears and your stream, rooting for the Niners to beat the Rams. Not necessarily sold on the Rams personally. Yeah, I mean, hey, the Rams, they are 12-4, I believe. So, and they've had a pretty good season, and they are a team that will be dangerous in the playoffs, except when they play the Niners, because the Shanahan just has an advantage over McVay, and we've seen it in the last 5 games. And no, I don't think this game will be easy. I don't think the Rams are going to lay down or whatever. It's going to be a close, tightly contested game through all 4 quarters. But I think the 49ers will end up being on top at the end of the game. Tommy says Norman is riding the bench. That's what I've heard a lot of Niner fans feel is Josh Norman. Maybe he'll have a short leash. Josh Norman was benched in the last game against the Texans. If Josh Norman has an early defensive pass interference penalty, or if he gets beat on a few plays early on in the game, maybe they'll bench him and put Dante Johnson in, Shanahan has done that, and he did that in the last game. Tommy Huxley says, we match up well with the Lambs. We just can't beat ourselves. Hey, I completely agree. And David also completely agrees with you. What the Rams do well, they get after the passer. That's one of their strengths. They're a top 5 team in sack production. They're good in the secondary, but the Niners can counteract that. We can run the ball. And the Rams have been a pretty good run defense, but for whatever reason, the Rams, they can't put the clamps on this 49ers rushing attack. And I think we will see that come to fruition again in today's game. And obviously Jimmy works best when he's working off of play action, and play action only really works when you can run the ball. Play action brings those linebackers up closer to the line of scrimmage to stop the run. Jimmy pulls back and he throws over the middle, and usually we see a wide open Kittle. So got Luke Luna in the house. What's good? Thanks for tuning in, Luke. He says, let's go get this win. Absolutely. I'm with you, brother. We got Star Scream Sub-Zero. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Hopefully all is well for you. Game time at 1:25. Got to talk about the Rams a little bit. They are having a pretty good season after, trading for Matt Stafford in the offseason. Clearly that was a good decision. Stafford's having he's arguably having an MVP season. He would probably get more consideration if he didn't have the interceptions, but that has been an issue for the Rams. Matt Stafford has thrown some interceptions. I believe he's thrown 13 on the year. And he's thrown those interceptions when he gets pressured. And that's what the 49ers do best. 49ers will pressure Bosa, Armstead, Arden Key, DJ Jones, Samson. So we can easily go 6, 7, 8 deep on that defensive front. And that's going to be the key in this game, is getting after Stafford, making him, throw when he doesn't want to, or hurry his throws. That's definitely going to be, a key for this 49ers defense, is to get after Matt Stafford. Also, Sony Michel, the Rams running back, they traded for him from the New England Patriots earlier on in the season. He's had a pretty good, I would say, last 5 games. He's had about 500 rushing yards. So he's had a pretty good year, but we know that this 49ers defense, especially the run defense, has greatly improved since the start of the season. Since Arik Armstead was moved to the middle of that defensive front, he's lining up with DJ Jones. The 49ers are only averaging about 3.2 yards per carry. So this has made offenses one-dimensional and just making them throw the ball. And if you say, well, how does that benefit the Niners? Well, when the offense is one-dimensional, they can only throw the ball. 49ers defensive line, they don't have to worry about running plays. They can just pin their ears back and run after the quarterback. And for those who have been watching me for a while, I've been very critical of Arik Armstead, but this is arguably Arik Armstead's probably his second best season with the 49ers. He had an excellent year in 2019, and I think this could be his next best season. He's been great against the run. He's been able to get pressure on the quarterback. So Arik Armstead, he's definitely been like an unsung, one of the better defensive linemen. Of course, Bosa is going to get all the attention, but Arik Armstead is right there behind him, I would say. So in addition to the Rams, they can run the ball. They got Cooper Kupp, who's could break some records today. OBJ, Van Jefferson. They also have a pretty good tight end. So this Rams offense is pretty complete. They have a pretty good offense. Let's continue on with these comments. Let's see. R&R says, I believe Jimmy's undefeated against the Rams. I believe you are right. I know we had Jimmy in the end of 2017. We also had him in 2018. I know we played the Rams in 2018. I'm not sure if Jimmy was the quarterback, but the last 5 games of the Rams and Niners have played, Jimmy has played in 4 of those 5 games, and Jimmy is undefeated against the Rams in the last 5 games. One of those games, I think Nick Mullins was the starting quarterback. SG Sports says, thoughts on Mosley. I'm glad we got Emmanuel Mosley back. There's no question he is the best corner on the 49ers. And hey, we need him back going up against Cooper Kupp, OBJ, and Van Jefferson. So perfect timing. I'm glad Mosley is back. SG Sports says, I don't want Jimmy G aggravating that thumb, because if he re-injures, he might be out for the season. Hey, that's a possibility, but I think he's going to have surgery to repair that torn ligament. I don't believe it's just going to heal on its own. So whether he plays today or if he sits out the rest of the season, if he wanted to sit out the rest of the season, he would have already got surgery. But clearly Jimmy still wants to play. So it's all about pain tolerance when it comes with Jimmy and that thumb. So if he can tolerate the pain and he can still grip and throw that ball accurately, he'll be out there. Seahawks Eddie, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Seahawks Eddie. Hopefully all is well in your neck of the woods. I know it's definitely been an unfortunate season for your Seahawks, but appreciate you for tuning in the stream and hitting that thumbs up button. Alejandro, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Alejandro. He says, who is going to be our quarterback? It's going to be Jimmy G, number 10. I do anticipate, though, Trey Lance will play. I won't be shocked at all if Trey Lance will get some snaps in this game. I don't know if Jimmy will be able to play a full 4 quarters, but we'll see. I think he'll do a lot of handing off, so it may be fine. But what's interesting, Jimmy, I think a lot of the runs against the Texans were under center. Now, can Jimmy take an under center snap? How will that affect that thumb? Will that hurt his thumb every time he takes a snap? It's all about pain tolerance for Jimmy. He's a tough guy, But hopefully we'll see Trey Lance in this game. I think he can make some plays, whether it's with his legs, with his arm. And let's be real, he can bring some things to the table that Jimmy G can't. Let's see. Let's continue on with these comments. We got JR Meadows in the house. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, JR Meadows. JR, he gives us a score of 30-17 with the Niners winning. All right. I see it. I can definitely go with that. Let's see. We got Crisco's Country Life. What's good? Crisco's Country Life is a New Orleans Saints fan. So obviously, Saints, huge day for the Saints, and huge day for the Niners as well. Both teams, if they win, basically they're in. So yeah, man. Good luck to your Saints. And you guys got to play a division rival as well in the Atlanta Falcons. So that's going to be a tough game, man. Appreciate the kind words, Crisco. He also says Saints fan here, definitely going to be an interesting afternoon. Absolutely. Appreciate that, Crisco. Got to talk about the most recent injury report, because there were definitely some injuries, and a lot of players that did not practice this week. Wanted to pull that up for you guys and girls. Let's see. Let me blow this up for you guys. So Aziz Al-Shaair, he did not practice all week, but for me, no surprise. 2 weeks ago when Aziz injured his knee, it was anticipated that he would be out for the next 2 weeks, including this game. So no surprise here for me that Aziz, and he's been having a hell of a season. Playing because of Dre Greenlaw's injury, but he most likely will not be playing in this game. Alex Mack, Nick Bosa, Elijah Mitchell definitely will be full participants, and it was great to see that Elijah Mitchell was a full participant in practice on Friday, because Elijah Mitchell, he's been banged up pretty much all year. So it's definitely good to see that he will be active for this game, because he is a difference maker when he is in the lineup. No mistake about it. Now, Trent Williams, I didn't even see when Trent Williams injured his elbow in the game against the Texans, but obviously it was severe enough where he did not practice the entire week. I have not heard any updated news on Trent Williams and his ability and his availability for the game, but we'll see. I just got notification. Wow, this is huge, unfortunate news for Trent Williams and the 49ers. It looks like Trent Williams will be inactive for today's game. Wow. I just saw the notification on my phone. Wow, that's very, very unfortunate. So yeah, unfortunately, left tackle Trent Williams is inactive for today's game. And obviously we're going up against Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, Aaron Donald. He could line up outside, but normally he lines up on the interior of the defensive side of the line. But man, left tackle Trent Williams will be inactive due to elbow injury. So makes you wonder who's going to be starting at left tackle. So obviously there's Jalen Moore, the rookie we drafted this year. He's been pretty good when he's been in there. I think he's been mostly at right tackle, though, I believe. He's also played some guard a little bit, but he could be an option. Colton McKivitz. I have a feeling, though, that Jalen Moore will get the start, though. But, man, this is crazy. This is, wow, very, very unfortunate. I was not expecting Trent Williams to be out, but that's huge news. Wow. Jimmy G, obviously we know he's going to be the starter He was limited all week in practice. Dre Greenlaw was also limited, but we'll see if he plays. I mean, we'll see. Talanoa Hufanga is expected to play. He's been limited pretty much for the past few weeks due to that knee injury he suffered, but he was a full participant in Friday's game, or excuse me, in Friday's practice. So Talanoa Hufanga will be out there. Obviously, we'll see him on special teams, and I'm sure in some defensive packages. Maurice Hurst, he's basically been hobbled by that calf injury all year. He was a limited participant all week. Unsure if Jaquiski Tart will be playing. He had a shoulder injury, but, just Jaquiski Tart, he's been banged up all year. Sometimes he's on the injury report, sometimes he's not. Majority of the time, though, he plays. But also Marcel Harris, I didn't even see when he injured his Achilles. It must have been in last week's game against the Houston Texans, but he's been a limited participant. But, man, this is terrible news for the 49ers. Man, I did not anticipate Trent Williams being out. I mean, so now we're going to have a rookie in Jalen Moore protecting Jimmy G's blind side. Man, that's that is very, 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 very unfortunate. But also there's some other news. So it looks like Maurice Hurst won't suit up, which is not surprising. Linebacker Marcel Harris also will not suit up. Okay. Aziz won't suit up. That's not surprising. But cornerback Kaywon Williams won't be active for today. And this is basically what I've just read in the last 10 minutes. So the biggest names, obviously Trent Williams and Kaywon Williams, will be inactive for today's game. And Kaywon Williams, he usually plays good against Cooper Kupp. And Kaywon Williams is a great blitzer, pretty good in the running game. So that could be an area of weakness for the 49ers, left tackle and that nickel cornerback spot. Let's see. We got Pablo Sandoval in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Pablo Sandoval says, I'm in the house now. Let's rock. Go Niners and Niner Nation. We got Jason Niner Smash Massey in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, good day, faithful. I appreciate you guys. Hit that thumbs up button. But what do you guys feel? What are you guys' thoughts on left tackle, the big silver back, Trent Williams, inactive for today's game? Man, I was not expecting that. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Let me know in them comments. Let's see. Yeah, that is interesting. The Warriors and Niners are playing today, and I hear Klay Thompson is coming back. So huge milestone for Klay Thompson coming back after that injury. Good luck to him and his return with the Dubs. Jason says, if Norman doesn't get a fumble, what does he do well on the field? He is constantly getting burnt and missing tackles. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you, Diner Smash. Yeah. Norman, he's well past his prime. Let's be real. There's a reason Norman was not on a roster at the beginning of the year. And the only reason we signed Norman was because Jason Verrett got hurt and Emmanuel Mosley was hurt. So we definitely needed him. But he could start. If he does, I think he'll be on a short leash. If he gets burnt often, if he has any defensive pass interference penalties, I think Niners should put in either Ambry Thomas, Dante Johnson, We got Jay Mouse visiting the Jay and the Bay YouTube channel today. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, what up? I am so nervous. I am nervous as well, especially with left tackle Trent Williams being out. Man, very, very, I wasn't expecting that, and man, we'll see the effects of that on the field. Hopefully, Jalen Moore can have one of his best games of the year. He'll be going up against the likes of Von Miller and Leonard Floyd. So, Crazy Juice, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Crazy, how's your Sunday going? We got Kelts Chronicles in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Kelts. He says, faithful, rise up. And me and Kelts Chronicles will be collabing tonight. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Of course, on the Jay and the Bay YouTube channel, we'll be talking about and instantly reacting to the 49ers and Rams game. So make sure you guys come back, check out myself and Kelt's Chronicles. Let's see. We got OYG Sakona. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, yep, let's get it. 100. Let's see. J Mouse says, Jay and the Bay, we have to pay Arden Key. I mean, yeah, Arden Key, he's having a pretty good season. Obviously, Arden Key did not meet expectations with them good old Oakland Raiders. Arden Key, yeah, he definitely will be a priority in the offseason. But we've got a lot of free agents that we'll need to sign, but that's for a video at a later date. But there's no doubt Arden Key deserves a new contract. We got Bird Gang 31 in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Bird Gang. How is your Sunday going? I know your Eagles couldn't pull it out, but I think your Eagles are still in the playoffs, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, man, good luck to your Eagles in the playoffs. We got Niner Sickness Podcast in the house. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, what's up, faithful? Let's go Niners. Absolutely. Tommy says, I hate to say it, but I think we lose this game. Hey, man, we'll see. We shall see. I mean, with Trent Williams being out, that's definitely going to hurt the team. Jalen Moore, I think he will be the next man up at that left tackle position. It'd either be him or Colton McKivitz, but I don't think Colton McKivitz has played tackle in the regular season. Jalen Moore has been, I believe he had a few games at right tackle, but the Niners eventually settled on Tom Compton. But, hopefully Jalen Moore can still be pretty good in the running game. So obviously with blocking, run blocking, but we'll see what he does in the passing game. But this is a huge blow to the 49ers offensive line. That's for sure. Jesus says, run the ball, but utilize all running backs. I mean, we'll see. Because Shanahan, he loves to ride the hot hand. We know that Shanahan will use a plethora of running backs, but it seems like he only uses those running backs. It seems like he only uses those running backs if one guy is hurt. So if Elijah Mitchell is healthy for the entire game, Elijah Mitchell is going to get the bulk of the carries. I think we'll see him sprinkle in a little bit of Deebo Samuel. Deebo may get 5 to 8 carries. But hopefully I want to see more Jeff Wilson Jr., but it seems like if Mitchell's got the hot hand, Jeff Wilson Jr. doesn't get any run in the backfield. I don't really understand why. You don't want to run Elijah Mitchell into the ground, but that's how Shanahan does it. That's how Shanahan does it, Kelt's Chronicles says, one great thing about Trey in the future is I believe Trey will be the type of player who can carry a team on his back when other players are lost in free agency and such. The future is bright. BLA. I mean, I think we, especially with Trey's rookie contract, and, obviously the 49ers will do this, but 49ers need to continue to put talent around Trey Lance. Obviously, if Jimmy G's contract is off the books next year, that's easily $25 million, and we can go into, adding more talent to this offensive line, definitely addressing the secondary, adding corners. We're probably going to have to add some more defensive linemen if we don't keep the players we have now. So there are definitely multiple areas where we can get better. Hell, probably need to get some more running backs because we can't seem to keep our running back room healthy. So that's going to be yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Word. What's good? Very unfortunate. Trent Williams will be out, and TC 49er. What's good? Yep, Kaywon Williams, one of the best slot corners in the NFL, will be out as well. So I wonder who's going to have a bigger impact, Trent Williams or Kaywon Williams? Who's going to be, going up against Von Miller, he's a beast. I don't think he's MVP, Super Bowl MVP Von Miller, but he's been coming along the last few games with the Rams. He's been looking pretty good. Let's see. SG Sports says, what are your thoughts of the Broncos trading Drew Lock to the 49ers. I mean, if it's for a 7th round pick, I don't think we really need, to address the quarterback position at this point. Obviously, Trey Lance is going to be the future starting quarterback. We will need to have a backup. I mean, I think Sudfeld is solid. He's decent, but we could also draft a quarterback in the 7th round or whatever. But yeah, who knows? Who knows, man? Let's see. OYG says, yeah, Hufanga is playing. Yes. And Tommy says, why is Kaywon out? So that's a good question. I believe he was out due to COVID. So it wasn't due to an injury because he's not on the injury list. So I believe Kaywon is out due to COVID. So basically, I don't think you have to get a negative test. I think at this point, it's if you're still exhibiting symptoms of having COVID, then they won't clear you. So I'm sure they will test you, but I don't think that's the reason they would hold you out. Basically, you can't have any symptoms. You can't have a fever. You can't, show any of that. If you do, then obviously you're still contagious and they won't allow you to play. So because the NFL recently changed that. They went from 10 days you're out to 5 days. And now it's if you're exhibiting symptoms. And of course, you have to be vaccinated. So if you're vaccinated, and you're not exhibiting symptoms, but you test positive, I believe you can still play. I believe that's what the NFL recently changed. Tommy Huxley, what's wrong, Tommy? Tommy says we are done. We'll see, man. Jesus says, so is O-line Banks a bust for this year? I would say, you draft an offensive lineman in the 2nd round. You're expecting them to start. He still has 3 more years left with the team, or at least he's under the contract for an additional 3 years. I'm not giving up hope on Banks. It was a disappointing year. He did get hurt in training camp, and I think that definitely slowed down his progress. But maybe it was a mistake by the 49ers. Maybe the 49ers, we overdrafted him. Maybe that was a mistake on our part. So we got Dick Tracy in the building. He says Lance is a bust. So this guy's clearly a troll. Clearly. Let's see. TC49er says Kaywon was good this year. Yes, he was. He was good this year. We got the AZ Sports Fan in the house. What's good? Thanks for tuning into the stream. He says, win for us, LOL, and for you too, of course. Yeah, the Cardinals are suddenly 49ers fans now. They want us to beat the Rams so they can win the division. That's funny, man. Let's see. Bob Money, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Bob. Bob says it really sickens me that Jimmy G is going to play. I got to respect Jimmy for wanting to go out there banged up, not 100%. He is a tough football player, Jimmy G, because he doesn't have to go out there. Jimmy could have easily opted for surgery, last week, whatever, and his season would have been done. But Jimmy still wants to continue to go out there and play. Jimmy G has been successful against his LA Rams team. And I think the only way, we'll know early, right? We'll see early. Can Jimmy throw accurately? Can Jimmy grip the ball? Clearly, I think he's shown that he can do that in practice this week. He's shown enough for Kyle Shanahan, so that's why Kyle Shanahan is in there. Hopefully we will see Trey Lance, but hey, Shanahan trusts Jimmy. Jimmy showed enough in practice, so he's the man, and I'm going to support number 10. Let's see. Niner Faithful, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Hey, I echo your sentiments, Niner Faithful. He says, Kyle, please don't run Mitchell into the ground again. We can't afford anyone else getting hurt. I agree, but Shanahan, he don't do that. If Mitchell is healthy, he's getting the bulk of the carries. If if the team runs for, let's say, 35 carries today, Mitchell's probably getting 25, I would say, at least, of those carries. Debo might give you 8 or 10. And for whatever reason, if Mitchell is running strong, he doesn't want to put in another running back for whatever reason. He doesn't. I don't understand. I mean, I guess I get it. You want to ride the hot hand. I totally get that. I understand it. I respect it. But then you don't want to run him into the ground. Let Jeff Wilson get some carries. Let Jeff Wilson eat. He's a good running back too. Let's see. Let's see. SG says, I think the 49ers are one of the most electric football franchises out there. I completely agree with you, SG Sports Talk. Let's see. Tommy says Kaywon got activated off the list, though. Well, he ain't playing. He's been I don't know if he must have exhibited symptoms today or what, but he's not on the injury report, Kaywon Williams. So I mean, maybe he unfortunately got back on the list. I'm not sure, but the report I saw was that Kaywon Williams will be inactive as well as Trent Williams. So very, very unfortunate. Kels Chronicle says, will Trent with Trent out equal Jimmy sacked equal here comes Trey? I mean, there's no doubt about it. One thing that's great, what Trey does is he can maneuver in and out of the pocket. We saw it last week against the Titans. We've seen Russell Wilson do this. We've seen Kyler Murray do this. And it's great to see someone in the red and gold that can do the same thing. They can maneuver in and out of the pocket, create some more time for the receivers to get open. And this is something, I mean, Jimmy, he can step up in the pocket, but he can't maneuver around it like Trey can. So, hey, I definitely think we're going to have to help on Jalen Moore's side, on the left side. And unfortunately, that means George Kittle. But I think George Kittle needs to be utilized more in the passing game. George Kittle needs to be his strength. Obviously, he's great at run blocking, but let's use him in the passing game. I think that'll definitely help this offense. But we're probably going to have to give help to Jalen Moore's side. That's for sure, especially if Von Miller is going to be lined up there or Leonard Floyd. But to answer your question, though, Celts, I think Trey is going to be in this game regardless. That's what I'm thinking. But you never know with Shanahan. We'll see how Jimmy plays, though, and we'll see how long his leash will be. 1 hour away from kickoff, SG Sports Talk. That's right. Let's see. So I got a question for the faithful, the Niner Empire. Who is your X factor on the offensive side of the ball today? Let me know in them comments. Who will be the 49ers offensive X factor today in a must-win game versus division rival LA Rams? Who's going to be the offensive X factor? In my opinion, I think the offensive X factor will be I think it's going to be Elijah Mitchell. I think Elijah Mitchell will be the offensive X factor today. I think the 49ers, obviously, definitely going to have to run the ball. Definitely going to have to control the clock. The 49ers have had success against this Rams team over the past 5 games in running the ball. The Rams know what's coming, but they can't stop it. And Elijah Mitchell, we know when he's in the lineup, he just elevates this offense to another level. I think I can easily see Elijah Mitchell, let's say 130 yards rushing, 22 carries, 1 touchdown. I could easily see Elijah Mitchell getting that. But yeah, let me know who the offensive X factor you guys think will be. Let me know in them comments, and I will read some of your responses. Let's see. Tommy says Jalen Moore was solid against the Colts. Yes, he was. And I think, but it's going to be a drop off. I mean, Trent Williams, best left tackle in the NFL, and unfortunately he will be out. And now we have Jalen Moore, who he's had, I think he's shown promise. He's shown that he can be an NFL offensive tackle for sure. But man, that's just a huge blow to this offensive line. I was not expecting Trent Williams to be out. So man, definitely going to have to, but that means even more. We got to run the ball, and on passing situations, you got to get rid of the ball quick. Screen passes, quick slants, because we're not going to have 4 or 5 seconds to throw the ball against this defensive front. That's for sure. All right, we got some responses coming in. Let's see. Well, SG says the 49ers are like the butchers in this scenario, and SoFi Stadium is like a slaughterhouse for the Rams. Wow, interesting. Interesting that you said that. I don't know if it's going to be that easy. I don't think it's going to be easy at all. I think this is going to be a hard-fought game through 4 quarters, a close game, especially even more now with Trent Williams out and Kaywon Williams out. Crazy Juice offers up his opinion for the 49ers offensive X factor. He says, tuck your chain, Deebo Samuel. I could definitely see that. We know Deebo Samuel is a jack of all trades. He's going to be running the ball. He's going to be catching the ball. We know he loves to look for contact. He definitely doesn't go down after the first tackler. But Deebo will definitely be a difference maker in this game. And he will be paramount on this offense. He's got to have a huge day. I think if and Jimmy could have a huge day if he doesn't turn the ball over and takes what the defense gives him and makes some key big throws, because he will need to make some big throws in this game, I think. I don't think we can just run the ball 100% of the time, obviously. Jimmy G is going to have to make some throws, and we'll see early if he can do that. John, what's good? John says his offensive X factor, Deebo Samuel. All right. I can see that. John agrees with Crazy Juice. And on the other side of the ball, let me know who your defensive X factor is. Let me know. Y'all know it in them comments. Let me know who you guys' defensive X factor will be in today's game for the 49ers. Kels Chronicles, excuse me. Kels Chronicles offers his offensive X factor. He's got Kyle Juszczyk. No doubt, Kyle Juszczyk will be instrumental in the running game. He's best fullback in the NFL. Also, we will use him in pass catching situations as well. So Kyle Juszczyk will be utilized in this offense. And hey, hopefully Jimmy G can throw the ball accurately. If he can do that, we'll definitely have a better chance to win this game. Kels Chronicles gives me his opinion of the 49ers defensive X factor. He's got Fred Warner. Yeah, there's no doubt Fred Warner. I think he's, there were some struggles early on in the year, but he's definitely come on. He still leads the team in tackles. He still is, the captain on this team on the defensive side of the ball. And, when this defense plays well, Fred Warner is usually, one of the players that stands out. And Fred Warner, I'm sure he will make his presence felt. This is a must-win game, and this 49ers defense will have to have one of their best games, that's for sure. Kels Chronicles also says Ambry Thomas. Now, will Ambry Thomas get the start at corner opposite of Emmanuel Mosley? We'll see. I have a feeling that Shanahan will probably start with Norman, and we'll see how Norman does. If Norman makes mistakes, if he has defensive pass interference penalties, if he's getting burned, then he'll probably get benched. But Ambry Thomas, there's no doubt, Ambry Thomas has been playing well. Should have had a pick 6 last week. Appreciate that update, SG Sports Talk. JH Sports, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. How is your Sunday going? Appreciate you for coming in. SG Sports Talk, his defensive X factor is Nick Bosa, who's got 15 sacks on the season. He's definitely looking for more going up against his Rams offensive line and Matt Stafford. I think Nick Bosa can get some more sacks. I'm going to say this defensive line, and obviously games are won and lost in the trenches. I think the 49ers defense, I think we can get at least 5 sacks against Matt Stafford. If we do that, we punch the Rams in the mouth. We play physical. That's how we've beaten the Rams. Play physical. And the Rams usually aren't able to do that. John gives us his defensive X factor. He says it's the D line. He says, LOL, the whole line needs to go off for someone to get through. Hey, man. Nick Bosa has been double, triple team. We've seen it in recent weeks, but that's opened up, or that's allowed one-on-one matchups for Armstead, for DJ Jones, for Arden Key, for Samson. And hey, that's paid off because Jordan Willis has gotten some sacks. So we can go 6, 7, 8 deep on this defensive front. And then when we do that, we get pressure on the quarterback, makes the secondary's job a lot easier to cover. Matt Navarro, what's good? Thanks for tuning into the stream. He says, looks like Trent Williams is out for the game. Jimmy going to get sacked all day. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it is early in the game. Obviously, we want to establish the run, but it may make more sense to have Trey Lance back there since he's a more mobile player. But this is pretty devastating news for Trent Williams to be out. I mean, I don't think he missed a game this year, Trent Williams. So I think this would be his first game that he's missed. And this is a huge game. I mean, this is a huge game. But there's no doubt Von Miller and Leonard Floyd, man, our two left tackles our tackles are Tom Compton, who's been having a pretty good season since Mike McGlinchey's been out. Tom Compton has been having a pretty good season, but going up against Von Miller and Leonard Floyd, man, it would be very interesting to see how this 49ers offensive line operates versus this Rams defensive front, man. Make no mistake about it. It's going to be really interesting to see. But I think, Matt, to avoid the sacks, hey, let's throw some screen passes, which is something we don't do very often. Like we'll do screen passes to Kittle once in a while, but let's do some to Mitchell. Short passes, quick slants, get rid of the ball. And the best way to negate a pass rush is to have an effective running game. And that's something I think the Niners can still do. So I think that's got to be the game plan. Kelch Chronicle says, has Jimmy actually been named the starter? I know we can assume, but maybe another twist to this wild season is coming. It's definitely been a wild season, Kelch. It's been a roller coaster. People are assuming that Jimmy's going to be the starter because he's on the active roster. Last week against the Texans, he was not on the active roster. So, he wasn't in uniform, and he obviously was not going to play. But he did throw this week. He practiced. And I can't see Jimmy being active, but Shanahan starting Trey. I just can't see that happening. But I hope that Trey Lance gets some playing time in this game, especially with Trent Williams being out. We may need a more mobile quarterback. And I didn't give my defensive X factor. Let's see, my defensive X factor. I'm going to go with Emmanuel Mosley. Now, I know a secondary's best friend is a pass rush, and I think we will be able to get a pass rush. But Emmanuel Mosley, he's coming back from that injury. We're going to really need him. I'm not expecting him to be a shutdown corner, but I'm expecting him to lead by example, be physical, tackle well, cover your receiver like a blanket. I'm expecting Emmanuel Mosley to really lead by example. And not shut down his side of the field, but make it more difficult for Matt Stafford to complete passes, because I think eventually this Rams offense will be one-dimensional. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball effectively. I think they're going to have to, pass to win the game. And our corners are going to have to be playing their best game, and the defensive line is going to have to be able to get after Stafford. No doubt about it. So my 49ers defensive X factor, Emmanuel Mosley. Crazy Juice offers us his defensive X factor. He's got Nicky Bosa, who's having an excellent season, 15 sacks, definitely the best pass rusher on the 49ers, arguably the best defensive player. Arguably, he's probably the most disruptive defensive player we have on this team. Make no mistake about it. He is in line for comeback player of the year. Hell, he's in line for defensive player of the year. He probably won't get it, but he definitely should be in consideration. But yeah, Nick Bosa, I can definitely see why you say he could be the 49ers defensive X factor in today's game against some good old LA Rams. Niners Faithful says it's not if, it's when Norman has a PI, sadly. I mean, you're right about that. The refs are not giving any leeway to Norman. Now, unfortunately, Norman has a reputation. If he gets beat, he's grabbing, he's pulling, making contact with the wide receiver past 5 yards, and that's not good coverage. But I think Norman will have a short leash. He's got to, because we got Ambry Thomas back there. We got Dante Johnson. And at this point, Dante Johnson, hey, he's better than Josh Norman at this point. Unfortunately, Josh Norman is the weak link. Let's see. Tommy Huxley says, wrong, Jay. He missed the first Cards game and the Colts game. Are you talking about Trent Williams? Let me know if you're talking about Trent Williams. Because I could have sworn he played pretty much the entire year. But, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. But if you're talking about Trent Williams, let me know. Tommy Huxley says Jalen Moore is starting at left tackle. Yep. And that's what Kyle Shanahan mentioned in his last press conference, that if Trent Williams can't go, Jalen Moore or Colton McKivitz would get the nod. And it's going to be rookie left tackle Jalen Moore. Man, I mean, going up against the LA Rams, must-win game, Jalen Moore. Woo, man, I'm rooting for you, buddy. I am rooting for you. John says, Jimmy in for first play, hand it off to Mitchell, then switch to Trey for the rest of the game. That's pretty good. Tommy like that as well. Kelps Chronicles, no umbrellas today, Jay. No umbrellas, just BLA. BLA. Okay, I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Tommy. It seemed like he had been in the whole year, but he did struggle with staying healthy when he was with Washington. But when there's no doubt when he's in there and he's healthy, he's the best left tackle. There's no question about it. So it's very unfortunate that he will be out for this game, man. Very, very unfortunate. But now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for Jay's keys to victory. Let's get it. So we know Shanahan's philosophy. We know what we do well. We know what will propel this team to a victory. We know what will demoralize a defense. And that's running the rock. Faithful, y'all know it. I'm so glad that that Elijah Mitchell's back. He is a difference maker when he is on the field. Hopefully Jeff Wilson Jr. gets some burn, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, because Shanahan loves to ride the hot hand. I know Debo will be in there. He'll be running the ball. I think he will be a difference maker as well, but we know Faithful. Number one, run the ball. And the Rams do have a pretty good run D, but Shanahan, he's always one step ahead of Sean McVay, always. Number two, got to get after Stafford. Stafford is prone to throw some INTs. He's thrown 13 interceptions this year, also 4 pick sixes, including one against the Niners in the first meeting this year. Jimmy Ward had a pick 6. Pressure Stafford with the front 4 and bring more if you have to. Got to make Stafford feel uncomfortable. That'll force him to throw the ball when he's not ready and possibly turn the ball to the wrong team. And that's another thing. Got to get after Stafford. And I think we will, because I think the Rams offense will be one-dimensional. I think so. And once you pressure Stafford, you can force some turnovers, man. Force him to throw some interceptions. He's been prone to do that. Or I should say he's been known to do that. Throw double-digit INTs this year. And I think the 49ers can't capitalize on that. We are as healthy as we can be in the secondary. Unfortunately, we know Kaywon Williams is out. I'm not sure about Jaquiski Tart. We'll see. Haven't heard anything, but forcing turnovers will help this 49ers offense get the ball back, and we got to capitalize on those turnovers. Number 4, Play disciplined football. We've seen it. When this team, the 49ers, there's a reason why we're 9-7, right? There's a reason why we have 7 losses, is because in those losses, we've lost a turnover battle, had excessive penalties, and we usually have not won the time of possession. So those are 3 things we have to do. Play discipline. Try to limit defensive pass interference penalties. That's something that this team has had an issue with all year. And then can't turn over the ball. No fumbles, no INTs. This team is not able to overcome those interceptions by Jimmy G. We've seen it. When Jimmy G doesn't throw interceptions, I believe this team is like 7-1. And when he does throw multiple interceptions, this team's like 1-6. So that's something that we can't do. Can't have any interceptions in this game against the Rams. They already have a high-powered offense. We can't give them more opportunities to score. The head coach advantage, Kyle Shanahan. That's my head coach. Shanahan, he's always seemed like he has an advantage over Sean McVay. He's always just a step ahead of McVay, and we see it on the field. And I trust Coach Shanahan over Sean McVay. No surprise there, right? Little bias there, but I just think Shanahan is a better head coach than McVay, I think, at this point. They both had success in their careers, but I'm riding with Shanahan in today's game. I think the 49ers can win this game. And Shanahan, he just knows how to game plan. He knows how to attack a team's weaknesses. And he knows what those Rams' weaknesses are, and he attacks them. And the Rams usually don't have a counterpunch. And that's what I'm expecting to see in this game. And those are Jay's key to victories. Run like there's no tomorrow. Pressure Stafford. Force turnovers. Play disciplined football. And Kyle Shanahan's got to have one of his best play calling, play designing games. My prediction for the game today, 49ers win 30-27. Feel free to leave your prediction of the game in them comments, and I will read out your prediction. Let's see. Kels Chronicles is predicting a Fred Warner pick 6. Hey, I hope that comes to fruition. David says, I hope Stafford is feeling generous today. He has had 3 turnovers in the last 2 games, and I think that will continue. I think the 49ers should at least get 2 turnovers in this game on defense. Matt Stafford, he'll give you the ball. Hey, Kels, we're gonna need Jimmy Ward to dominate. We're gonna need Jimmy Ward to have another great game. Man, to have Jimmy Ward have a game. Jimmy Ward, he is a difference maker in the secondary, whether it's taking out the team's best tight end, lining him up in the slot, having him blitz, having him being the last player in the backfield. Like Jimmy Ward, he is a difference maker. Jesus says, if Jimmy struggles throwing the ball, will Kyle not hesitate to put? I hope so, Jesus. I hope so. If Jimmy struggles, take him out. Take him out and put Trey Lance in there. It won't make any sense if Jimmy can't accurately throw the ball to keep him in there. I just don't understand it. And that's Shanahan, he's got to have a quick hook. Both players took first team reps. Trey Lance is ready if he needs to go in there and start or go in there and play. There's no excuses. If Jimmy can't bring it, hey, I don't fault Jimmy. If he can't bring it, he can't bring it. Or if he gets hit and that thumb flares up and it's worse than it was at the beginning of the game, take him out. Take Jimmy out and put Trey in. Crazy Juice, he offers up his prediction. He's got the 49ers winning 27-24. Hey, I respect it. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think the Rams, they're going to score some points on us. I don't think we're going to blow the Rams out like we did last time, 31-10. I don't see that, but it will be a much, much closer game. Hey, I can't wait for kickoff SG. I think we're only 35 minutes away from kickoff. Game starts at 1:25. Hey, I can't wait, SG. Let's see. David says 49ers by 1 score. I am not predicting scores for the rest of the season due to early season fails. It's all fun, man. We are not psychics. We can't predict the score, but it's just fun to say, hey, I think the Niners will do this. Here are my reasons, and here's my score. So I think the Niners will win 30-27. Tommy Huxley, what you doing, Tommy? What you doing, Tommy? Tommy's got the Rams winning 27-20. Man, if the Niners don't make the playoffs, now answer me this: if the Niners don't make the playoffs, is this season a failure? Let me know in them comments. If the Niners don't win, or excuse me, if the Niners don't get to the playoffs, is this season a failure? Can you? I can't, man. I don't even want to think about that, man. There'll be a lot of changes. And honestly, though, I think even if the Niners make the playoffs, there's still going to be a lot of changes going into the offseason. We've got a ton of free agents. We're going to have a ton of cap room. There's going to be a lot of changes to this team in the offseason. But if we don't make the playoffs, man, that would mean to me that there's honestly, I won't be mad. I'll just be disappointed. And I won't be mad because we left some games on the table. Faithful. Y'all know it. Y'all know we left some games on the table. We shouldn't have lost to Seattle twice. We shouldn't have lost to Arizona twice. We should have beat Tennessee. And we left some games on the table that we should have won. So, yeah, it'll be disappointing, but I won't be mad. I'll just be disappointed because I know what this team is capable of. And, you know, we didn't play some of our best games, but we easily should have won 3 more games. I would say easy. At least 2 more. SG Sports Talk Channel. Go, Shanny. Go, go, go. Go, Shanny. Go, go, go. Hey, man, Shanahan, I think he will have a better game plan against the Rams than McVay will have a game plan against the Niners. And I think these two teams are very talented. They match up well, but I think the Niners have a slight edge over the Rams. Let's see. Niner game. What's good? Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, Niner game. Feel free to subscribe. He says bang, bang. And, feel free to leave your prediction for the game today. But I appreciate everyone who has joined me on the live stream today. I appreciate people for popping in, saying what's good, conversing with me. I love the interaction. Shout out to Blue True for that hot diggity dog $100 super chat. Appreciate that, Blue True. Also, I believe there was another super chat from, I'm scrolling up to it right now, from David V. Also left a super chat, $10 super chat. I appreciate that. And I will be having a live stream tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Celts Chronicles will be my guest tonight. And we will react to the 49ers and Rams game, 7 p.m. tonight, Pacific Standard Time, of course, on the Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. Come back, check us out, and let us know how you feel about the outcome of the game. And most likely, we'll have another live stream probably Monday night, whether the Niners win or lose. So, but I appreciate everyone coming through. Shout out to everyone watching Jay and the Bay YouTube, Jay and the Bay Twitter. If you said what's up on Jay and the Bay Facebook, I appreciate that. Let's see. Crazy Juice says, if we don't make the playoffs, honestly, I'll be disappointed, but this year is definitely better than last year. Yeah, I mean, it was an improvement from last year, but there were definitely some games that we just left out there that we shouldn't have. There were some games that we should have won, but, you know, we didn't play our best in. Let's see. T.O. What's good? Feel free to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, T.O., for all your 49ers content. Starting at left tackle will be Jalen Moore. Jalen Moore will be starting at left tackle for the 49ers today due to Trent Williams being out due to that elbow injury. Very, very unfortunate. But thanks for popping into the stream, T.O. SG Sports gives us his prediction. He's got the 49ers winning 50-47. All right. David says we have 5 one-score losses. I do believe this season is a failure if we miss the show. I agree. Because if we win 2 of those 5, we wouldn't have to worry about winning this game in order to get in. We'd already be in the playoffs. So definitely some missed opportunities out there. David, appreciate that info. But we are 30 minutes away from kickoff. Everyone have a good rest of your Sunday. Hopefully it will be a victorious Sunday. And hey, the game plan is going to be run the ball down the Rams' throat, be physical, punch them in the mouth, and see if they got a plan. And because that's what we did last time. That's going to be the game plan today. Hopefully we see number 5 in under center, because we'll see what Jimmy can do. But hopefully he's got a quick leash as well as Josh Norman. But had a blast doing this pregame live stream. Everyone have a good rest of your Sunday, and thanks for watching your boy, Jay in the Bay. I'll see you guys in the post-game live stream tonight. Appreciate if you guys can join me and Kelts Chronicles. Go Niners, and of course, I got the Niners winning 30-27. See you guys in the next live stream. Go Niners.